Honored to introduce to you the 2021 HDSA Team Hope Walk for Washington State. Our honoree is Melissa Jeng. And so we'd like you to introduce you to her and get to know her a little bit. So here we go. Melissa, how are you connected to HD?
Oh, well, EJ, thanks for having me. But actually, my mother was diagnosed in 2010, and that was the first time that we ever learned anything of Huntington's disease. So she was the first one diagnosed, and everything went from there. And I served as her primary caretaker.
Great. How many years have you been involved with HDSA Washington chapter?
Since 2011. So that would be 10 years.
10 years. A long time.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is a long time.
Well, thank you for being part of it. I started way after. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your capacity with this chapter. What positions have you held? What activities have you done? And anything else you want to share about your experience with the Washington State chapter?
Oh, boy. So I came in as a member. I was not a member for very long before I became secretary. That was my first position held. And then within about a year or so, I became vice president, and then I became president. I was president for 3 years. And then after being president for 3 years, I was vice president for another 2 or 3 years. And now I just get to sit on the board. So I have served in various capacities. I've served on the advocacy committee. I've served on obviously the Team Hope Walk committee. I chaired that for 7 years, I believe it was, 6 or 7 years. I was the chair for that. So that was always it was very fun. I actually enjoyed doing it when I was doing it. What else have I done? Yeah, and as far as HDSA as a whole, I was on the New York City marathon team back in 2015. And I also did one of the I forget what we call it, but anyway, it's where we went to Washington, D.C. and we spoke to
You did the fly-ins.
Yes, one of the fly-ins. So
yeah,
so I've done various activities. So it's has definitely been a great learning experience, and I've met some wonderful people through it.
Great. When was your first HDSA Team Hope Walk?
2011.
11, okay. And what was your memory of that first walk?
You know, I didn't really know what to expect because, again, my mother was the first one to have been diagnosed. And so we had never been around or within the HD community. And so I really didn't know what to expect. But I think my biggest memory was just how welcoming everybody was, you know, and yeah, I think that's probably my biggest community because my family and I knew nothing. You know, we were very brand new. My mom had been diagnosed in December. And so a few months later, when they had it, we were there.
Fantastic. Yeah. So since you've been to many walks, yes. You've actually chaired many a walk. You were saying how many? 6 or so? I would think more than that, but what do you think? Why do you think people should walk in this at the Team Hope Walk for Washington State?
One, I think it's just it is a great time for the community to get together, and so because I've been in it for so long, for me, I get to see people that I don't normally get to see or haven't seen in a while. When I was new, it was that I was able to get connected to a community that understood what I was going through as a caregiver, what my family was going through as we were trying to figure out all the ins and outs and all the waters and the waves and the ups and the downs. So it was nice to be within a community that understood. And it's so interesting because the community is small, but yet it's so powerful and so positive, considering everything that we all deal with in our day-to-day lives with HD or as a caretaker or whatever capacity it is in that realm.
Great. What message or advice do you have for the people in our HD community? Some words of wisdom from Melissa.
Oh, Lord. Words of wisdom.
Or maybe you can talk about your new enterprise that you're doing your.
Which is really why I do it. And I was going to say, really, words of wisdom from me probably come more of the capacity as a caretaker, because that was the role that I served. And I think, honestly, just trying to remain positive as much as you can. You know, we know it's tough. We know it's difficult. There are times when you just want to cry, you just want to holler, you just want to pound your fists, and that's okay. And I think that's the biggest message, is knowing that when those feelings arise, it's okay. Don't be afraid of them, just sit in them. You know, don't be afraid of them. Don't try to push them away. Don't feel guilty over them. So I think that's really the biggest message, is just it is okay to have the feelings that you experience. And I say that because even through my own journey, I had to learn that. You know, I would try to push them away, or I would try to act like, well, you know, I can't be like this because people are far worse than I am. And so just being able to acknowledge that you are feeling what you're feeling, and it's okay.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about your Facebook platform that you have. I can't recall the name of it off the top of my head. What is it?
Yes. So our Letting Go community is it's where we bring people together and we really talk about letting go. You know, everybody in life has something they need to let go of, you know, whether it might be a traumatic incident, it might be something very simple. You know, obviously folks in the HD community have a lot to let go of, and it's hard. So I have a platform on Facebook, and it literally is called Letting Go Community, where we just try to give tidbits, and we share our own experiences. And we have Fun Day Fridays, which are always really fun. And we have Saturdays or get a little deeper, so we might post something and look for responses. And even if you don't respond, it at least gives you something to think about, and, you know, tips and techniques. And we've been a little bit of a hiatus for the last few weeks, but we're going back, or we're getting back strong here again in a moment. So it's just building community, a supportive community where you can learn various, you know, whether it's a simple breathing technique or whatever else you might need. You know, letting go looks different for everybody, as does self-care. So self-care looks different for everybody. It doesn't always have to be a day at the spa. So
what?
I know, right? Even though we love those, it doesn't always have to be that.
Well, fantastic. What else do you have to tell us before I let you go? I know you're really busy, and just appreciate your time.
Yeah.
What other?
I say just join us. You know, join us this year. We get to be back in person, so I'm so excited about that. I mean, we did our virtual walk last year, which was very fun. Join us, and when you join us, be ready to dance, because that is my thing. I will get you up and dancing whether you want to or not. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is just join us. It's going to be so wonderful to get back into the community. And again, if you're new, you know, we will welcome you with open arms, and we will love on you however we can. Just let us know what you need.
Fantastic. Yes. And Melissa will be our MC, as she has been in the past years, and she does bring a lot of high energy, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So thank you so much. Congratulations on being our honoree this year. Definitely, as I told you, it was 100% unanimous when we were talking about who should be the honoree, and there was like, everyone said your name. It was like, so
I appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.